So today we're going to have a whiteboarding session. And in this whiteboarding session, we're going to talk about data, everything to do with data and kind of building what your strategy might look like. And so today we're going to talk about the key topic of data as a strategic asset. Okay. So today's course will go just a little bit slower, but because I'm writing and drawing at the same time, but hopefully you'll get the gist, and hopefully the information will work for you as it works for me. So stay tuned. So really, data is at the core of most of everything that we do. Almost everything that we do, data certainly is at the core. It's really that foundation or cornerstone in which everything is built. So we're just going to write that down here, data, because it really is at the base of everything that we do. And really, remember, data is nothing but ones and zeros, right? Organized in a different manner. So, this could be structured or unstructured data. So when we talk about unstructured, and I'm going to have to spell and write at the same time, so if I spell something wrong, please don't be too critical. So data really comes in unstructured or structured data. So a lot of times an example of unstructured may be a web page, okay? Or a message, right? Chat type stuff. Structured is going to be your rows, right? And your columns. All right, and that's going to be things like Excel, databases, etc. But the reality is that we have data from all of these places, and it really is this foundational cornerstone within our environment. And why? There are certain benefits that actually come from data as our foundation. So data equals strategic I just messed that up. Strategic, S-T-R-A-T-E-G-I-C. Okay, asset. So data really does come as that strategic asset that we want in our environment. Okay, so this is really what we're talking about. But the challenge in our environments is how do we get people to see the data and use data to become that strategic asset? So let's see what some of the benefits really are that we gain from having data as a strategic asset. First and foremost is probably financial. Okay, we're just going to draw a dollar sign. And this is because we gain a lot of efficiencies within our environment, elimination of data, restructuring the type of data we have, all of those type of things. The next kind of benefit is collaboration. Okay, so finance, and then this is collaborate. All right. So those are really kind of the two primary, but there's some others as well. So here, of course, finance, you have cost savings. You also have in here finance, you have process flows, right? So these are optimized. You have kind of all of that going here, and there's others as well. But here, this leads you to bigger gains within your environment, which is going to be the introduction of AI and machine learning. Now, and kind of a precursor to that is LLM models. So as you build this strategic asset, data as your strategic asset, here we're going to have these highlighted things that we're looking at here, which is really we're going to have cost savings, we're going to have optimization, of course, under finance, collaboration, and then it's going to lead us to where we want to go in the future. And the first target may be LLMs, AI, and then we wander down into machine learning, or actually we do machine learning and then we do AI. So it's kind of like this. So this would be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's kind of the direction that we're going with the data as an asset. But again, this is all based on data being at the core of our environment. Now, technology can lead us to this cost savings as far as reallocation of resources as well. So we didn't really put that in here, but another advantage would be focus of that resource. So what is that person doing? How do we move that labor around? Are they using an example of this? Are they using Excel spreadsheets, for example, to produce a result that could be done through AI, as an example? So here we kind of reduce labor, which is, of course, a huge thing in many environments, and this is really kind of where we're getting at a lot of our financial gain as well there. If we can just reduce, we can get increase our finance. Okay, so reduce labor, Excel spreadsheets. Now we're starting to identify these things and move this information into somewhere else. And this then becomes not just data, but it really becomes a data infrastructure. Okay, now there's lots of people selling lots of things related to a data infrastructure. STE, I spelled that, no, structure. Okay, and a lot of people selling things, right? Back in the 1990s to early 2000s, these were SANs and NASs, right? And then you skip forward to today, 2025 and beyond. These are really classified as AI systems that are really very founded in SAN and NAS technology. The only difference really is these become as a service. So you don't need the labor anymore to understand, right? So labor is usually paid for by them. Actually, you're paying for it, but you never own the asset. All right, so you're always paying. So this is really a lease for all intents and purposes. Becomes a lease on that information, and that's kind of. But we need this data kind of foundation from which we can build everything else. So we have to kind of have this infrastructure in place as well, so that we can recognize and move forward into making data a strategic asset. And those are kind of some of the primary objectives of making data a strategic asset, so that we can move within the environment and really truly understand what it is that we need to get accomplished, right? Inside of this ever increasingly complex data world that we live in.